The story starts at Arkham Asylum, where the Dark Knight, Batman, is trying to prevent Gorilla Grodd from turning on his Quake engine. Just before the machine is activated, Batman tries to reach for the device, but before he knows it, he finds himself transported to feudal Japan. He is surrounded by armored samurai warriors, who are trying to capture him. Desperate to escape, Batman uses a smoke bomb as a distraction and flees. He soon realizes there are no tall buildings for him to use his bat hook, so he sneaks back into the castle under the cover of darkness to gather information. There, he sees the Joker talking to a guard, but another Joker appears and sneaks up behind him. As it turns out, the second Joker was actually Harley Quinn in disguise, trying to trick Batman. The Joker explains that people in this time have dubbed him the Demon King and that he is the most powerful man in Japan. The conversation quickly turns into a fight, and the Joker shows his ninja-like abilities by throwing sharp fans at Batman. Batman is surrounded by samurai soldiers, but he manages to beat them and escape. Trying to evade his pursuers, Batman meets Catwoman. She reveals that she and the others arrived in feudal Japan 2 years before Batman did, and have been waiting for his arrival. Batman tells her that he wasn't alone when he went to Arkham that night, and that Nightwing, Red Hood, Red Robin, and Robin were there too. Batman believes that Grodd may have delayed him, which would explain why he arrived later than the others. Catwoman explains that Gotham's most notorious criminals have manipulated the Sengoku daimyos and have become lords of their own states. They are fighting against each other, trying to conquer and unify Japan under one ruler. The Penguin has taken control of the state of Kai, while Poison Ivy rules the neighboring state of Echigo. In the state of Natsu, Deathstroke holds power, and Two-Face has taken control of the state of Omi. Out of all the contenders, the Joker is the closest to achieving his goals, with Harley Quinn by his side. Batman suspects that to resolve the situation, they need to locate Gorilla Grodd. Catwoman reveals to him that the Joker has Grodd's time machine locked away in a secure tower guarded by his soldiers. The following day, Batman and Catwoman disguise themselves as Christian missionaries, which Catwoman says was a common practice in those times, so they would blend in with the crowd. The Joker is up to something, as he has his soldiers collecting coal, but she is not sure for what purpose. While trying to find their next step, they stop by a tea house where Batman reunites with his loyal butler, Alfred Pennyworth. Batman appreciates Alfred for keeping the Batmobile safe, but they are suddenly attacked by Joker's men, who burn down the Batcave. Determined to catch Joker, Batman leaves Alfred in Catwoman's care and rushes towards Joker's castle with the Batmobile. However, when the Batmobile gets caught, Batman transforms it into the Batwing, but it gets caught by the giant robot claws. Batman then transforms the Batwing into a Batcycle and finally reaches Joker. But, just as Batman is about to apprehend Joker, he is forced to save a helpless mother and child who are about to be crushed by the giant robot hand. His Batcycle is stopped by Sumo Bane, but Batman easily overcomes him and stops the giant robot. Joker sarcastically comments on where Batman's friends are, but a swarm of bats suddenly charges at them, followed by a ninja who whisks Batman away to safety. Batman later reunites with Nightwing and Red Robin. They inform him that Red Hood is on a scouting mission in other feudal states, while Robin is searching for Alfred and Catwoman. Batman also meets Ian, the leader of the ninja clan, who explains that the Bat Clan of Hida has an ancient prophecy that foretells a foreign ninja wearing the mask of a bat will come to restore order to the land during a time of chaos. The ninja clan pledges their loyalty to Batman and offers to help him in his cause. Concerned that they have nothing to defeat Joker and his army, Robin returns with a message from Grodd to meet at a nearby hot spring in the mountains. Grodd lays out his plot to whisk away Gotham's criminals to a distant location and seize control of the city for himself. But Batman's interference scuppered the scheme when he interfered with the machine. In a rare alliance, Grodd joins forces with Batman and lures the Joker out to sea, where Batman and his allies are waiting. Batman puts on a convincing show, making it seem as though the ship is surrounded by underwater ninja. The ruse prompts the Joker and his men to whip out their Gatling guns and start shooting. However, the ninjas in the water were just decoys. The actual ninjas were aboard the submarine. The dynamic duo of Nightwing and Red Robin, along with Robin, board the ship to engage in combat with Joker's men, while Catwoman takes on Harley Quinn. Batman and Grodd manage to trap the Joker, capturing him swiftly after the fighting is done. But Grodd's mind control device proves useless against the ninjas, who have fortified both their bodies and minds against such manipulation. Grodd has a final trick up his sleeve, though. When Two-Face arrives on the scene and starts firing at the ship, Catwoman switches sides, joining Grodd and Two-Face. Her deal with them includes traveling back to the future in exchange for the power converter she took from Harley during their scuffle. Batman is stunned to find that Joker and Harley have managed to break free from their bonds and secure a barrel of dangerous explosives. He quickly urges Red Robin to lead everyone else to safety while he sets off in hot pursuit of the Joker. The Clown Prince of Crime has plans to make a hasty exit, but not before igniting the barrel and sending the ship up in a blast, taking Batman along with it. Meanwhile, Grodd returns to the towering Arkham Castle with Catwoman in tow and orders his minions to repair the fortress stronghold for the upcoming war. To activate the destructive Quake engine, he needs to obtain the power converters from Penguin, Poison Ivy, and Deathstroke. After 2 days of unconsciousness, Batman wakes up battered and exhausted from his recent skirmish and is greeted by the worried Alfred. Batman feels disheartened as he reflects on his actions when he first arrived in this strange land, feeling helpless with no vehicles, weapons, or technology to aid him in battle. Now, he is more determined than ever to not repeat his mistakes. This time, he encourages his allies to embrace the ninja way, combining their modern combat knowledge and innovations to turn the prophecy and legend of the ninja into a reality. Meanwhile, Robin informs Batman that Red Hood has located Joker and Harley, who they initially suspected were posing as farmers. As Red Hood tries to force the truth from them, Batman steps in to prevent any rash actions. The day of the great battle has finally arrived. Grodd and his forces, along with the castle of the Penguin, Poison Ivy, Deathstroke, and Two-Face, are all marching towards the infamous field of Jigaku-Kohara. The stage is set for a showdown between massive robots. As the battle rages on, with Penguin and Poison Ivy locked in combat, Deathstroke opens fire. Grodd strides forward to confront Deathstroke, but Two-Face intercedes, offering to take care of Deathstroke himself. Grodd thanks Two-Face for his loyalty, but as it turns out, it was all a ruse. Two-Face double-crosses Grodd, attempting to take him out. However, Grodd was prepared and grabs Two-Face, hurling him at Penguin and Poison Ivy. Meanwhile, Batman and his allies have been training and preparing for this day. They make their way to the battlefield, but are stopped by Grodd's soldiers. Ian offers to handle them, allowing Batman and the others to focus on the battle ahead. Soaring through the air on makeshift paragliders, they make their way towards Arkham Castle. As they approach, Grodd reveals his grand plan to Catwoman, the mind control of all of Gotham's criminals. The stage is set for a final showdown. The evil Grodd has a grand plan to turn this country into a kingdom of monkeys, where he'll have total control. But just as he's about to see his plan through, the Joker and Harley arrive in a hot air balloon and throw paralyzing gas bombs at Grodd and Catwoman. Joker combines all the fortresses into a giant super robot. Batman and the others must rescue the paralyzed duo and find a safe place to land. Once they've been rescued, Grodd hands over his flute to Batman so he can defeat the Joker's robot. Robin and Mon Chichai, his pet monkey, suggest that Batman give the flute to them as they know how to use it. When Robin and Mon Chichai start playing the flute, thousands of armored monkeys appear on the battlefield and attack the giant robot. Although the monkeys swarm it with their numbers, they can't seem to defeat it. A female monkey, much like Man-Me, proposes a plan, just like how the Joker combined the fortresses. The armored monkeys can combine to form a giant monkey, on par with the giant robot. The giant monkey gives the giant robot a big punch and it falls to the ground. But when it quickly gets back up, the giant monkey grabs Batman and the others, hoisting them up to the top. Harley aims a giant flamethrower at them, and monkeys start falling one by one from the intense heat. But just when all seems lost, the ninja clan arrives along with swarms of bats that smother the flames. The bats converge and cover the giant monkey, forming a huge Batman that helps Batman and the others get inside the fortress. Batman finally confronts the Joker while the others search for the other criminals inside. Nightwing encounters Penguin while Red Robin faces off against Two-Face. Red Hood engages in a fierce battle with Deathstroke, and Robin battles Poison Ivy while Catwoman handles Harley Quinn. Joker reveals that he wiped his own memories with hypnosis as a tactic in their mental battle, and only regained them when the flowers bloomed. With the other villains defeated, the final showdown between Batman and Joker takes place on a rooftop. The two engage in a traditional sword fight, but Batman is unable to deliver the final blow due to his no-kill policy. Joker throws a broken sword at Batman, striking him in the chest, causing him to fall off the roof. However, when Joker believes he has finally killed Batman, the Dark Knight reappears behind him using his ninja skills to dematerialize into a swarm of bats. Eventually, Batman defeats Joker, but decides not to kill him and instead lets him fall off the building, only to save him at the last minute. With the conflict resolved, the Ninja Clan acknowledges the efforts of Batman and the other heroes in restoring order to the country. Batman activates the Quake engine and returns to their own time. In a post-credits scene, Alfred meets with Batman and presents him with a change of clothes for a meeting with the mayor. Meanwhile, Catwoman is seen pawning off an expensive item and driving off into the night, and Batman heads to his meeting with the mayor in a horse-drawn